you can look at individual channels and see that ROI. Like I was saying, like, paid search wasn't working. We got it to work. That was exciting on like a channel level. But I think more interesting is when you find the right mix so that your overall metrics are improving, right? You know how much your marketing budget is, you know how much the marketing team is driving. And as long as you're driving more than you're spending and you're hitting your targets, like that's ultimately what matters. And so I see a lot of times where people are like, oh, like this channel is not working. Let's just like turn it off. But it is fueling some other channel that is working. And so you start to see that like your results start to get worse when you stop investing in the channel you didn't think was working. And vice versa. So I think like obviously if you can like clearly see a channel isn't working, I'm not saying leave it on. But I think that there's some, it's really interesting when all these things play together and you're hitting your targets that way to improve like results like exponentially versus just like, okay, I improved paid search by like 5%.
Yeah, no, I've been there as well, right? The blended number is the number that you care about. I mean, you have to learn about the individual channels, but if you can, I did an overall cost per acquisition reduction, of like 15% on a very super stable old business that had been doing it for a long time. And that's huge money. You kind of have to tell people what you're doing and what it means to their business a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. And the other channel I think is interesting and we haven't talked quite as much about is events. Like I've
Mhm.
seen a lot of people are not investing as much in events because they're not seeing that direct ROI. And so it's like twofold. It's one, like I do think there's a place for events. Like if you completely cut events out, like I was saying, you're going to start to see your overall results go down, especially if you're going to the right events. But really making events like more impactful and thinking through like how you can make the most out of an event, like just going and having a booth and like standing there, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to see the results that you want. So making sure you have a full strategy and like pick the right events is super important.
And you don't have to display all the time, right? Sometimes you actually go to an
Yeah.
event to meet key individuals or that kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
not always about the booth and the exhibition, right? But you're exactly right, right? I mean, if you pull that out, that's a serious risk to many
Yeah.
B2B businesses.